Good evening, Starr King School for the Ministry, graduating class of 2023. Good evening to everyone gathered here, family and friends, and thank you for everyone here who helped these students become the Divinity School graduates they are today. What a cause for celebration. Congratulations. As one of the community ministers of this First Unitarian Church of Oakland, I welcome you to our beloved sanctuary, which has been doing the work of our faith since 1891, right here on the corner of 14th and Castro in the heart of downtown Oakland. Thank you. The relationship between this church and Starr King go way back, over 100 years, as the very first classes for the Pacific Unitarian School were held in that room that we call the Starr King room in the back. A small and mighty historic space, appropriately named the Starr King Room. The vision of the First Unitarian Church of Oakland is rooted in our shared anti-oppressive values to build a radically inclusive community by expanding the welcome table and deepening our commitments to countering oppression, intentional, multiracial, multicultural, multi-generational movement. And we turn to Dr. Howard Thurman in this moment when he points us to the right direction in times of transition. He says, don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that. Because what the world needs is for people who have come alive. So my hope, graduates, is that in the past few years, each of you have experienced some unforgettable moment that made you come alive. Moments where you knew in your bones you were made for such a time as this. Moments that confirmed for you something you've always known in your heart's whisper, that you have a calling to serve the world, as Micah 6:8 tells us, to act justly, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. When I graduated from Starr King in spring of 2016, I had no idea what I was going to do next. But the words of Howard Thurman kept coming back to me. Do what makes you come alive. For me, this has meant a mix of hospice chaplaincy, community ministry, and UU people of color, organizing and getting lost in the woods as often as possible. Trust yourselves, graduates. Trust the community that got you here. Trust your colleagues and your mentors. Ask for help all the time. Listen to that still, small voice within. Trust the earth and the sun and the stars. They know the way. Remember the words of past president of Starr King School for the Ministry, Reverend Dr. Rebecca Parker, who said, "None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility waiting. Together, come alive. Amen. Blessed be."
Oh, my beloveds, we made it. Starr King School for the Ministry, as part of its mission and vision to educate spiritual leaders to counter oppressions, acknowledges that the land all of us occupy, those of us in person in Oakland and those of us across the country, are on stolen land. In Oakland, you're in the original and contemporary homeland of the Ohlone people. Where I am is the ancestral and contemporary land of the Anishinaabe, known colonially as Michigan. In addition to our enormous gratitude to the ancestral and current Indigenous people who have embodied resistance to oppression and tyranny since at least 1492, we must also ask what else we can do beyond acknowledging this wrongdoing. This is just the first step. What more might we do to create sanctuaries of reparation and forgiveness? How might we integrate land back into our lives? If you want to, you can write in the chat the name of the original stewards of the land you live on. And if you have ideas for other actions we can take and how we can move towards truth and reconciliation with our Indigenous kin, I invite you to do that in the chat boxes. And now, very brief, but I would like us to just have a quick moment of silence to offer blessing to all of the Indigenous folks of Turtle Island.
The origin of the chalice as part of our faith tradition is fascinating to me, and I hope to you as well. The original image of a chalice was used in World War II, placed on travel paperwork of political dissidents seeking to escape Nazi occupation. Yes, a liberal faith was given the power to certify people as being politically safe and sound by the Nazi regime. And from this origin, it's been used to indicate places of safety, a symbol of hope, and today, as part of our regular service, that brings us into beloved community together. And so, in this commencement, let us light this chalice as a reminder that the Starr King School for the Ministry carries on tradition of being a place for safety, defiance in the face of oppression, and providing students with an education that is both liberal and liberating. And I ask you to state our chalice lighting with me found in your program. With the kindling of this flame, we reaffirm our commitment to accept life's gift with grace and gratitude and to use them to bless the world in the spirit of love.
Congratulations, class of 2023. I'm Meg Richardson, and it has been my honor and privilege to serve this semester as Dean of the Faculty. Let us unite our hearts in the spirit of prayer. Spirit of abiding love, today we bless these graduates in the name of all that is holy. The past few years have been a time of change and a time of challenges, even chaos. They have been pulled in many directions during their studies. They have learned to pivot. They have learned resilience. Through it all, they have remained true to the call they have answered, the call that brought them to Starr King. These are people with a vision, with courage and great hope and great love. All have made sacrifices for this education. I want to say our education, as all gathered here, online and in person, we have all been on this journey together. To paraphrase the poet, Starr King has given you the marvelous journey. And now, she has given you what she has to give you. Starr King has given them new questions and old wisdom, friendships and skills. May these graduates find inside themselves that which is needed. May they find support and be answered with abundance. We are so proud of you. Amen.
Good evening, everyone. I want to offer a special welcome to all of you who are joining us, whether you're here in the sanctuary at First Unitarian or you're online looking at us from your living room or your dining room or wherever you are. We are so glad that you are with us. The very first thing I want to do is to bring greetings to you on behalf of not just our students, but our faculty and our staff here at Starr King. We are a team of people who love this work, and we could not do this work without one another. I also would like the families and the friends of our graduates, wherever you are, to stand and be recognized if you are able. If not, just wave your hands. We know that tonight we are celebrating those who have completed this phase of a lifelong work, but there would be no celebration without you. Without you as parents, as partners, as children, as friends. You have been the wind beneath their wings, and we thank you. So, how many years has it been between the time you first heard the call and tonight? How many hours and days and weeks and months and years have passed from that moment to this moment? How many times did you falter until God reminded you that she had a claim on your life? How many times did your own stubbornness refuse to let you sleep until your work was done? How many times did you decide to quit and then gathered your courage, your masks, your hand sanitizer, and your wipes and kept moving forward? How many hugs from a parent or a partner just gave you that little bit of extra strength? How many meals sustained you, cooked by friends? How many conversations with advisors quieted your fears? And how many class sessions fired your imagination about what ministry could be, or changed your mind about what it had to be? All these things, all these moments, they lifted you up and they set you down here in this sanctuary at this ending and beginning time, this time of crossing the threshold into a wild and beautiful world. Congratulations, you did it. In spite of everything, you did it. The world is full of advice for graduates, and this is the season. From kindergarten to doctoral programs, people have something to tell you. And why should I be any different? So the first thing I want to tell you is to hold on tight to the people you love and who love you. Take care of the love that they bear you. Recognize it for the blessing and the gift and the miracle that it is. Not one of us could have made it through seminary alone, and many of us have found love through parental relationships, romantic relationships. Some of us needed to create families of choice who loved us through this moment. You will need them. Your need for those people will not disappear, it will grow. So hold on tight to the people you love and who love you. Now, I don't need to or intend to recite the litany of abominations that are facing our world at this moment. But what I do need to say is how much we need you right now. Your mind, your heart, your virtues, your values. We need your ministry in whatever form you choose to take it. Because there are people and communities who are desperate for the vision that you carry. Wherever you choose to serve, I urge you not to miss out on the exhilaration and the joy and the privilege of ministry. We spend a lot of time here at Starr King talking to you about your responsibilities and what you need to do and what you need not to do and what you need to think about before you do. But we probably don't remind you enough of how much fun ministry can be, how much joy it can bring you, how fulfilling it is. We are honored by a call that asks us to serve creation by helping others find their way to serve, that asks us to comfort the afflicted and awaken the comfortable, and sometimes to afflict them too, that enlivens us so that we can point the way for others to have life and to have it abundantly, that encourages us in our labor for our people and for our planet. Our task as people of faith called into ministry is to remind every person of the true kingdom of God, the kingdom of God, and to renew their strength for the journey. You are ready. We know that you're ready for this work. We have confidence in you. And so may you spend a part of every day for the rest of your life doing the work of the Universalist John Murray, who invited his colleagues to give the people not hell, but hope, and to preach the kindness and the everlasting love of God. Preach love and not fear. Preach courage and not cowardice. We need all those things, and we know you have them to give. May you be surrounded in blessings all the days of your life. Congratulations, Ashe, and Amen. At this time in our service, I would like to offer words of recognition and thanks to people within the Starr King community who are ending their time of service. First, we would like to say goodbye to the Reverend Anthony Johnson, who has been an adjunct faculty member for several years and an advisor. Anthony has been taken away from our circle in order to devote himself to full-time service as the minister in Sedona, Arizona. We bless you and thank you, Anthony.
Thank you, Reverend.
We also would like to say goodbye to one of our student board members and one graduate member. Lauren Martinez has completed their service on our board because they're graduating. We have been blessed by your presence, Lauren, and we thank you for your service. We also say goodbye to the Reverend Nancy McKee, who has served as the graduate representative to the Board of Trustees. Nancy has completed her service, and we thank you, Nancy. We know that you're listening somewhere, and we appreciate all that you've done for this school. Until this afternoon, our board was chaired by Theodore Feder, who has been a longtime supporter of Starr King School and a friend to me and worked in Metro New York for many years. Ted completed his service as board chair today. He will remain on the board, but we will say goodbye now to this realm of your leadership. Thank you for everything, Ted. The Reverend Jay Leach has served on the board for as long as I've been on the board or at the school, and was in fact a member of the search committee that brought me to Starr King. He has completed his service with the school in a more direct way, but we know that wherever he is, Jay will be supporting us. Thank you, Jay, and many blessings. Finally, the staff and faculty and students and myself would like to honor a person who does not go to Starr King or serve in a traditional capacity, but has been a partner to us for decades. Stefan Schneider has been has filled some of the most important roles for us at Starr King in moments like this. Whenever we have asked to use this facility, Stefan has been there. He has made life infinitely better for all of us and supported the school, the staff, the interns, everyone that he comes in contact with. Stefan, are you here in the room? We couldn't find him to do this, but we hope very much that he understands our deep love and gratitude. We have a card and a small gift for him, and it is our hope that he knows that he leaves this institution not only with the love of people at First Unitarian Oakland, but with the love of Starr King School. Thank you, Stefan.
Greetings, friends. I come to you today from Mid-Coast, Maine, from the traditional, current, and unceded lands of the Wabanaki, the Dawnland people. May the ancestors of this place and wherever each of you stands be lifted by our presence and actions. At the age of 19, I was mugged in my then neighborhood of Bedford-Stuyvesant in Brooklyn, New York. For whatever reason, a calm came over me, and I began what became an hour-long conversation with one of my 3 muggers. We discussed fear and love, life and death, crime and poverty, and how our talking changed both our views of one another. While in the end, my mugger did not return the $5 bill he had transferred from my pocket to his, he did offer to take me down his secret passageway to get to the train for free. But more importantly, he gave me another gift. Maybe we gave it to each other, I will never know. It was that of a visceral understanding that there are no bad people in the world, only people whose stories we do not yet understand. Starr King is a place that offers opportunities to delve deep into one another's stories, into our compassion and understanding of those we might once have held as other. Today, I'm a hospice spiritual advisor and also work with the so-called unlovable among us, thieves, murderers, child molesters. In these works, I cannot afford to see any other as other than myself, a task Starr King prepared me well for. In unothering, we expand as human beings. Dear cohort of 2023, whatever the current parameters of your expanded humanity might be, I am going to guess that they are larger than they were when you began your journey here. And so I want to honor your growth, your expansion, and the ways you're stepping forward today do and shall benefit our world so in need of the counter-oppressive, intersectional, sacred social change born of unothering that our seminary lifts and teaches so well. On behalf of faculty and staff and our greater Starr King community, my blessing for you today is this. Whether your sense of source is the divine by any of their many names, the universe, great mystery, the cathedrals of nature, the emptiness of non-attachment, the hallowed halls of science, or the simple, precious, and dear mundane moments of being alive on earth. May you, in dream and thought and word and beingness, be connected to that source. That all you think, say, do, and are may be energized and enlivened beyond measure. May the religion or spirituality you practice be the one you live. And in so living, may your power be both in your humility and in your bright presence. May your offerings be of benefit to all who receive them. May your ministries flow forth, guided by those who went before you, by those who surround you, and those who will walk here long after you are gone. In short, and in the words of Stephen Jenkinson, when you are done, may you be an ancestor worth coming from. I wish you grace and authenticity and joyful, powerful loving as you carry forth all you have collected and become in your time at Starr King. From all of us to all of you, I wish you blessings on your way, dear ones.
My name is Allison Miller, and I am the new chair of the Board of Trustees. And I just want you to know how thrilled we are to congratulate you, the class of 2023. In fact, we moved our meeting in order to be here and online beside you. So congratulations. And without further ado, it is my blessing, really, to share the following. by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Starr King School for the Ministry and the State of California, and on the recommendation of the faculty, academic dean, and president of Starr King School for the Ministry, I have the honor of conferring the following tokens of academic achievement, with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. The Certificate in Chaplaincy Studies, the Certificate in Multi-Religious Studies, the degree of Master of Arts in Social Change, the degree of Master of Divinity, and the dual degree, look for two hoods, of the Master of Divinity and Master of Arts of Social Change.
Let's do this, Starr King. I invite the faculty to rise and join us on the chancel. I invite our in-person graduates to rise. We will celebrate each graduate, those online and those in person. Beginning with the Certificate in Chaplaincy Studies, online we celebrate Yvette T. McDonnell. For the Certificate in Multi-Religious Studies, joining online, we celebrate Maggie Detar LaValle. In the room, I invite her to give a wave. We celebrate Beth Manchester Howell. And online, we celebrate once again Yvette T. McDonnell. For the Master of Arts in Social Change, joining us in spirit, if not physically present, we celebrate Jeanette Lee Bessinger. Joining us online, we celebrate Helen Elise Cassera. Join us online, we celebrate Hunter Light. And join us online, we celebrate Yvette T. McDonnell. And now for the Master of Divinity. Joining us online, we celebrate Christy Cardinal. In the room, Gregory Eric Klein. Charlotte Kramer. Online, we celebrate Jacob Michael King. In spirit, but not present with us, we celebrate Kenneth Langer. In the room, we celebrate Michael Robert Macias. Beth Manchester Howell. Jakarin Dor Amaris Olaoya. Shannon Horvath Pullen. Joining us online, we celebrate Gary Simpson. And in the room, we celebrate Jennifer Elise Springsteen. Jonathan Truant. By the authority not vested in me, I attempted to award the next recipient with a dual degree, but I have been reined in, and so for a Master of Divinity, I present Isaac C. Castro. And now for the dual degree of Master of Divinity and Master of Arts in Social Change, Lauren C. Martinez. For all the graduates of the class of 2023, one more round of applause.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change and life from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
We invite you to join us with words or singing or clapping, however you are willing and able.
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle around to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now. It is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. It is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love. In this great turning we shall learn to lead in love.
Feels a little strange, but I think we look really good. Many years ago, I took an online quiz to determine what religion I was. After answering the quite lengthy quiz, my results told me I was 98% Unitarian Universalist. Now, figuring out just exactly what Unitarian Universalism was, what it was all about, well, that was the first step that led me here. To this liberal seminary, preparing me for a new life and a career as a Unitarian Universalist minister, or chaplain, or community minister, or I'm really not sure yet. This is called, I've been told, discernment. And I've discovered something that is not suddenly resolved with a diploma. And getting here wasn't exactly a direct route either. Many years, many moves, belonging to a few different UU congregations and leaving a career of 22 years with the same company. And here I am now, in front of you, celebrating with my classmates the culmination of our progressive theological studies. And the path to graduation was not straightforward for many of us either. Moving from our beloved building and then to online classes, the lack of collegial intimacy that comes with campus studies. Yet, we still found new ways to continue being a community. We learned, we discussed, we formed relationships that we intend to carry on forward into the future. Though my discernment process may never be complete, and that's okay, I feel that I am ready to undertake any and all of those opportunities with the confidence that my education and my experiences have prepared me for what is next.
Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Thank you. When you're a Satanist at a seminary, you have a lot of explaining to do. I've done a lot of explaining over the past several years, and now I have 2 minutes up here, and it's not enough time to explain again. So I'm, instead of explaining, just going to let you see it and hear it, my faith, and let Satan speak to you directly in the words of John Milton. Is this the region, this the soil, the clime, that we must change for heaven, this mournful gloom for that celestial light? Be it so, since he who now is sovereign can dispose and bid what shall be right. Farthest from him is best, whom reason hath equaled, force hath made supreme above his equals. Farewell, happy fields where joy forever dwells. Hail, horrors, hail, infernal realm, and thou, profoundest hell, receive thy new possessor, one who brings a mind not to be changed by place or time. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. What matter where, if I be still the same, and what I should be, all but less than he whom thunder hath made greater? Here at least we shall be free. The Almighty hath not built here for his envy, will not drive us hence. Here we may reign secure, and in my choice, to reign is worth ambition, though in hell. Better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. Hail yourselves.
That was amazing. So it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. I was told when I was younger that seminary was an engaging time of community, building friendships, studying late together, and having theological debates on Friday evenings at the bar. I didn't realize when I heard these stories that my own seminary experience would be a little different. I started my first class with Starr King in August 2020, cringe, at the height of the pandemic. The majority of my schooling was done over a very iffy Zoom connection at my old house in Point Reyes Station, California. Who could have predicted any of this? I sure didn't. And there were many times where I really didn't understand why it had all turned out in this particular way. But there is magic, and there will always be magic, especially with Starr King. I was on Zoom, but my life was being radically changed in the process. And as I watched the world I knew fall apart, I clung to my education at Starr King as hope for the future. I saw Starr King as a beacon of hope, showing the world that this next generation of spiritual leaders are different. Revolutionary, authentic, counter-oppressive, healthy, and in tune with humanity. That is what I want to be, and what makes me so proud to be a graduate of this school. We are diverse, creative, and brilliant thinkers, feelers, and lovers. I believe that all of us sitting here are ready to face the trials and tribulations of a changing world, a collapsing world. Not only that, but we have the capability to lead others and remind them of hope and goodness. We have been educated to look to the future with fierce love, courageous voices, and strength in a holy that is diverse. We are filled with hope because we can see and feel a better world. Thank you, Starr King, for being the creative force that you are, and for continuing to educate the next generation of spiritual leaders, seekers, and creators. I have found my hope for the future. Thank you.
Listen, 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 listen.
Greetings, friends, family. My name is Jacob King. I use he, him, his pronouns, and it is a pleasure to be here with you today. 4 years ago, the thought of pursuing ministry had never crossed my mind. Though I was raised in a religious tradition, I never actually desired to do the work of ministry before. I always enjoyed public service and supporting my community, much like Jesus did in his ministry, yet I never envisioned myself being called to be a voice for faith, reason, and morality. Yet, Providence works in mysterious ways, as it did in my case. Providence led me to the UU Tucson congregation 4 years ago in a set of unusual circumstances. As the Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Romans, "O wretched man that I am, I too have made mistakes. I have done wrong. I am not perfect." Yet, grace impacted my heart. Despite my transgressions, I was welcomed and allowed to experience the light of truth. I believe Unitarian Universalism provides a shining beacon of hope in a world marred by injustice. I do not know what the future will bring, and I do not know what career path I will follow. Discernment may be a lifelong process for me. Yet within this beloved community, I find strength. Within this beloved community, I find hope. And within this beloved community, I continue to experience a resounding cry of radical love. May it be so.
As a queer and non-binary anarchist sex worker, you might understand that there are not a lot of options when one is shopping around for a seminary to attend. I came here looking for a place for all of me to be, and a reprieve from the sometimes harsh environment of social justice activism. I came here looking for a place that upheld counter-oppressive values in theory and in practice. I came here looking for my people. I wanted to create spiritual services for marginalized people that were not charity or help or salvation, but a sacred honoring of the wisdom within. And here I found a place to develop a theology of sex work, something I've sought and needed my entire adult life. Here I was able to craft and soon publish a book of sex worker liturgy. Here I co-created a monthly sex worker sangha in collaboration with the East Bay Meditation Center, which will celebrate 1 year next month. Thank you, fellow students, instructors, administration, and all the wise, justice-seeking spiritual leaders who are a part of the history and legacy of Starr King. All of your seen and unseen loving efforts made it possible for me to do this work here and wherever I may go. May we all do our work with this love. Thank you.
My life has an interesting set of coincidences. I get scheduled to lead worship service and days or hours before the service, things happen. Princess Diana's death, 9/11, Hurricane Katrina, Pulse nightclub, and more. I probably should have warned Starr King admissions that things could get rough. Events that have happened since I started taking courses at Starr King: North American elections, COVID, Mills College closes, Roe versus Wade struck down, anti-LGBTQ plus bills. And I should have reminded myself that things might get interesting. Retirement, loss of a family member, trips to emergency wards, serious illness, arthritis diagnosed, threats at social justice events, and possibly the most scary, I got ordained. As individuals, as a graduating class, as an institution, we've had a rough ride. We survived trials by fire, and somehow we thrived. Injustice and oppression, be warned, we're coming after you. And when we get knocked down, we know how to get up again. We've practiced that many times. Progressive religions, Starr King is a seminary that makes you proud. And this graduating class is ready to make you proud. To Starr King staff, faculty, administration, and students, and graduates, you've got this, we've got this.
This thing is a sensory nightmare. In the words of the great prophet T. Swift, I gave my blood, sweat, and tears for this. A lot of tears the last few weeks, especially, and hours upon hours of studying and commiserating with my dear friend Karen at our favorite coffee shop here in Macon. I knew seminary was going to be spiritually, emotionally, and academically rigorous, but I never could have imagined just how deeply. I started this journey in summer 2020 as a solo parent living alone with my child under lockdown, which meant a lot more screen time for him than I care to think about and a lot less time with him than he deserved. I didn't just give my blood, sweat, and tears. I gave 3 years of Henry's childhood, and Henry gave 3 years of his first mom's presence, attention, arguably when he needed it the most. I'm overwhelmed with profound gratitude for my son and also for my teachers, advisors, colleagues, and classmates, and for my circle of cheerleaders and commiserators who have helped me get through the last few years. I want to specifically thank my spouse, Paige, my best friend, Shannon, my colleagues in Laredo, and my ancestors who have all helped me wipe my tears and gather my thoughts and find hope more times than I can count. While I didn't have the family I deserved growing up, I have had the incredible privilege of being chosen and loved into being by my chosen family and beloved community, and I do not take that precious blessing for granted. I am graduating today thanks to my chosen family, thanks to reproductive autonomy, gender-affirming health care, government-subsidized child care and mental health care, food stamps, Head Start, the Black drag queens at Stonewall, a healthy dose of magic, a ton of therapy, and every single one of the brilliant children and youth I have had the honor of serving over the last 15 years. And thanks to the radical love of a whole bunch of pastors, queers, and my beloved community, including all of you here at Starr King. Thank you for being a part of my journey, for choosing me, and for teaching me how to dare to bless the world with love.
Listen, 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 listen. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime.
Listen, 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 listen. While in seminary, several courses at Starr King have a practice of inviting guest ministers to visit with us. Towards the end of a particular Q&A, one minister spoke about regularly maintaining contact with folks from their seminary even after graduating 30 years. I was shocked by this and a bit envious as well. Could I build connections with folks that would mature into deep, long, loving relationships 20, 30, 40, maybe 50 years later? I have to admit, I doubted that joy for myself. Still, it's something that never left my mind. And now that I'm finishing seminary, I reflect on all the connections I have developed and look forward to deepening throughout the coming years. I've met folks here at Starr King that share how I've brought joy to them. And the truth is that each of you brings immense joy to me. It's only natural that we fill each other up with love, laughter, and happiness. The lesson here is never to doubt such joy for ourselves. We need only be brave enough to embrace it and unafraid to acknowledge we deserve such a beautiful thing. How lucky we are to have crossed paths with one another. I offer gratitude to all those who played a part in my journey here, to my parents, my ancestors, my family, friends, classmates, colleagues, professors, advisors, administrators, mentors, beloveds from my congregation, individuals from the national UU denomination, folks from other institutions I was able to learn from via Starr King programs, and those I continue meeting who encourage me to keep going. Thank you. Olivia Bardwell states, "Gratitude is far more radical than slapping a blessed hashtag on a social media post." When we give thanks, we are invited to build a beloved community that aligns with our enduring moral values of justice, peace, and love for our neighbors. I interpret this as gratitude giving birth to justice, peace, and love for others. The gratitude I offer is not passive, it is highly active because we still have a lot of work to do to continue making our world a better place. Thank you. I love and bless you with so much gratitude.
My day job is high school teacher. I came here to Starr King seeking what we in my trade call content knowledge. As I taught about religion in a public school setting, I found that information about progressive faith was lacking, and I wanted to show my students the true diversity of faith traditions and also have the academic credentials to defend what I was teaching. I am pleased to say that I did gain this content knowledge at Starr King. The academic rigor of Starr King gave me what I thought I was looking for. I spent so many hours with the Quran, the Hindu epics, the Hebrew and Christian Bibles, the middle-length discourse, and the Tao Te Ching, dismantling oppressive messages and learning to tell a different story, stories of liberation and stories that center love. And my education here has expanded my heart in ways I had not expected. These skills I have learned have strengthened my connection with my students, given me better ways to elevate voices in my classroom, and the ability to find empathy during times of deep disagreement. As a social studies teacher, this is pretty great timing. When I started on this path 7 years ago, I had no idea how important these skills would be for me today. As a person who spends a lot of time in my own head, I am still getting used to this new version of myself. As I look forward to my future, I look forward to being of service to others and expanding how teenagers think about what America has been and what America can become. I move forward with gratitude for my peers, my teachers, and my own children who supported me in my studies. Blessings to each of you.
Is that extra? Do we need a body stretch? We're almost here. We're almost there. From Rilke's Book of Hours, Love Poems to God, the Book of Monastic Life. I believe in all that has never yet been spoken. I want to free what waits within me, so what no one else has dared to wish for may for once spring clear without my contriving. If this is arrogant, God, forgive me, but this is what I need to say. May what I do flow from me like a river, no forcing and no holding back, the way it is with children. Then in these swelling and ebbing currents, these deepening tides moving out, returning, I will sing you as no one ever has, streaming through widening channels into the open sea. The interlocking forces that make it possible for us to breathe, move, travel, eat, laugh, heal, learn, and teach, and inspire are the same forces involved that bring us together this day. Our relationships with each other and our relations of this miraculous ecosystem is the breath of life, balanced by a source greater than our ability to understand and gracefully abundant to offer us the depth of creative power to serve from an infinite well of potential. Nothing in what I did to get here was done solely by me. From the time of the first thought in my mind through being honored and completing a structured process of academia, there is no ending nor beginning from me and you. To the oceans, plants, birds, ancestors, elders, babies, stars, for me to say I did this on my own. You all have been invaluable in this journey, and everything you did or felt you did not do to contribute to my success contributed to our success. This is not a humble brag or dispersion of my glaringly obvious growth area in receiving love and feeling joy. It's divinely so. The only way I really know how to experience all the love and joy is by sharing it. The only way to move through grief is by sharing it. Through recovery, through celebration, for life to be experienced comes from sharing. We all shared a body with our mothers before we took our first individual breath. We all will share the experience of death when we take our last breath. And all of us are experiencing what it means to share space, place, and time, and air in a pandemic-stricken world and a planet rife with oppression and exploitation of people, place, and thing. So why might it be so important to share with you the reciprocal, infinite, unified, and whole nature of our ontology? In our many aspects of sharing, we may be the catalyst in offering someone or something the opportunity to witness their creative power unfurl, spreading far out to the sea in this divine, intricate web we weave to take part in the continued blessings and healing we all so intrinsically need. Thank you for allowing me to witness your creative power, your wholeness, holiness on this journey as you are a witness to mine. In the end, it's ours.
Beloveds, the work we have started here continues. Yes, we should take a break, remind ourselves what naps feel like, let our computers die. But when it's time, we pick ourselves up and do the work we are called to do. We tell the hard truths. We listen to the hard stories. We find joy and spread love. We show up. When I started at Starr King, I had no idea all the ways I would be changed by it. The ways I would see the world, the way I would feel about humanity, the way I would journey and crave the ability to help others to do the same. I cannot adequately express how much I needed this space to be exactly what it was. A space to ask questions, a space to fail, a space to care for and disappoint myself and others, a place to grieve. I have been transformed by my time here at Starr King because I have been encouraged to speak my truth and the truth of those who can't speak it for themselves. Good or bad, I carry truth and love into my ministry. I have deep gratitude for my ancestors, family, friends, new colleagues, and professors who carry me over this threshold into a sacred life of embodied love.
Listen, 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 listen. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Lay your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Lay your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body be your guide. Lay your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body be your guide. Let your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Lay yourself down by the rocks now. Let your body down in the river. Listen to the drumming from the other side. Love yourself in the meantime. Listen, 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 listen.
Like this view better. You all look fantastic. Congratulations, everyone. I love school. You could even say I'm greedy to learn. My apartment looks like a used bookstore. There's nothing more exciting for me than picking out courses for the next semester. At that moment, I can practically smell the new books I'm going to get to read and talk about with other students. And since this was my final academic semester at Starr King and I start CPE next fall, I wanted to get in all the Starr King learning I could. So I enrolled in 5 courses. Now, ask me how my May is going. Thank goodness for extensions. So when I look over at our graduates, I know from experience what kind of commitment it takes semester after semester to do the required coursework. But being a student at Starr King means much more than committing to academics. It requires a commitment to the counter-oppressive values of the school and living them out, both within our virtual walls and in the wider world. And discernment around our call to ministry doesn't end when we begin at Starr King, as you've heard. It only continues. Sometimes that change can be radical and take us in directions we've never imagined. I needed to come to a UU seminary to find out that I wanted to be an interfaith chaplain. Going to Starr King is a life-changing commitment. I once counted up the hours, skills, and previous education it takes to be a full-time graduate student here. If it were a job, it would pay well. But as we all know, students pay for the privilege of earning degrees. Paying for a Starr King education is a heavy commitment. And yes, this is the money talk. I'm standing before you to ask that you donate to our annual fund. For those of you who brought your golden checkbooks, there are envelopes here for your convenience. But for most of us, the best way to donate will be to go to the website provided in your programs, sksm.edu/givingweek, and please consider becoming a monthly sustainer. Now, why the annual fund? Annual fund monies make up the operating budget for a given year. They are the school's cash money, so to speak. While there are many things that are paid for by the annual fund, I want to highlight 3 in particular. First and foremost, scholarships. Reducing the burden of debt on our hardworking students is a necessity. And making a Starr King education attainable for a wider demographic of students is essential if we're going to send progressive religious leaders of all kinds out into the world. Also crucial is ensuring funding for our brilliant faculty to teach the variety of classes that attract students in the first place, as well as having the financial wherewithal to hire new instructors when called for. Now that we've left the GTU, we need both of those things to make the school standalone viable. Programs like the new chaplaincy concentration and the Center for Multi-Religious Studies are making this happen. Finally, at the start of the pandemic, Starr King went fully online. While we're no longer sheltering in place, students still want to study in place. In fact, our fully online status is an attraction for many. Supporting the annual fund means Starr King can invest in the quality educational technologies that it needs to have as an online institution. It behooves the school to have the best possible learning management software out there. Now, you can support Starr King at any time, but this is a special time to give. During Giving Week, in honor of our graduates, any gift will be matched one-to-one until we reach a total of $10,000. So thank you so much to the generous donor offering this matching gift. Sustaining Starr King is a big commitment, but it's not one you take on alone.
Stand up for your brothers, stand up for your sisters too. Can we love one another if they are different than you? Oh, my brothers, judged and shunned, interrogated, tased and stunned, no provocation, thrown to the ground. Where's our indignation when another one is shot down? It's the gears are turning, it's the hearts are burning. Oh, my sisters, shamed and cursed, victims of violence, raped and worse. I'd work, she earns less, just a baby machine. They tell her she is worthless, doesn't own her own body. It's the gears are turning, it's the hearts are burning.
It is such an honor to be here tonight with the new Starr King graduates. This is one of my favorite ceremonies along with the threshold, and I am just so thrilled to see all of you here tonight. I am Nancy Reed McKee. I use she, her pronouns. I am the mother of Grit and Sam, wife of Clark, daughter of Leslie and David, graduate of the Starr King School of the Ministry in 2018, and I am the minister at the North Lake Unitarian Universalist Congregation in Kirkland, Washington. I name these connections that have been formational in my life because none of us, as we've heard many times tonight, none of us get to where we are alone. Each of us has a history of connections, family of birth or choice, mentors, teachers, friends, antagonists, and comrades. You are here today coming with a personal history of connections that have formed you into who you are. Do not forget this. Do not forget all who have journeyed with you, and hold tightly to the connections that have fostered you and that will hold you in the years to come. I am honored to be here representing the Starr King School of Ministry Graduate Association. This graduate association keeps me in touch with those who have taken this journey before me, who have traveled with me and after me. On behalf of the long line of those who have graduated from this school, I honor the work and dedication you have shown to be here with us tonight. And I invite you to our first Graduate Association gathering, to your first Graduate Association gathering on June 22nd, and the link is on the Graduate Association Facebook page. I'm honored to welcome you to this new relationship with Starr King as a member of our Graduate Association. Blessings be.
I met Julian Jamaica Soto here in this beautiful church at my first symposium. I'm going to read their poem, Spilling the Light is the title poem of their book. Some people are used to keeping the rules. Don't cross the street when the light is red, only sensible. It turns out that keeping the rules isn't the same as keeping covenant, which asks us, instead of keeping a bright line, to keep our promises. To what have we promised ourselves? To this moment in time and place? To this community, and even tenderly interconnected this planet? We promise ourselves the ideas that we are each and all human beings. We promise that there is something moving between us that we cannot tame and cannot measure. The chalice is a reminder that what flame we keep inside us cannot light the way. The light must spill to shine. The thing you must be is yourself, unadulterated, shedding the willingness to journey alone as though you were made of something hard and unforgivable. You are human. You belong right here, right now. And together we will chase away the sickness, the secrets, and leave only the open possibility that the future is a space for growth.
I want to encourage you to stay for the recessional. It's going to rock. I want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to thank Skip the Needle for giving us this glorious sound. And I want to thank our singers here. Where'd they go? They're over here. Okay, hi. And everyone who joined us on this incredibly special evening. And now, may the gifts of this evening inspire us. May the courage of our graduates lead us forward. May the work we have to do be done together and with great joy. We ask these things in the name of all that is holy. Ashe, blessed be, and amen. Congratulations, you're out.
Here comes the sun, it's here to stay. Warm up that smile, it makes my day. Whistle your walk and snap your mood. In the kingdom playground, dancing to the groove. Say, raise your voices high, say, raise them to the sky, say, celebrate your life, 'cause we are free, we are just energy. I'm body heat, I'm sweating joy. The them and those, the girls and boys who wanna run from this firestorm. In this kingdom playground, we've been reborn. Cotton candy smiles, what do we really know? Confection sweet whips up a fluffy noise. Holler if you need to. Let's find our voice in some rock and soul. My honeysuckle rose, say, raise your voices high, say, raise it to the sky, say, celebrate with pride, 'cause we are free, we are just energy. I'm body heat, I'm sweating joy. The them and those, the girls and boys who wanna run from this firestorm. In this kingdom playground, we have been reborn. Raise your voices high, say, raise them to the sky, say, celebrate your life, 'cause we are free, we are just energy. Move and move and move, raise your voices high, move and move and move, raise them to the sky, 'cause we are free. Everybody, we are just energy. Sometimes this life pushes you down, trying to steal your joy away. Sometimes the light that you found way too dim to light the way. I know you're scared, and it's hard to believe while the dark clouds cross your eyes. Don't give up, go on, take that leap. You will know until you try. Lift your eyes, lift them high to the sky. I got you, you got me, we gon' fly. You can do what you wanna do. Free, free, free. You can be what you wanna be. Free, free. And it's hard to believe when the dark clouds cross your eyes. Don't give up, go on and take that leap. You will know until you try. Lift your eyes, lift them high to the sky. I got you, you got me, we gon' fly. You can do what you wanna do. Free, free, free. You can be what you wanna be. Free, free, you can do what you wanna do. You can be what you wanna be. What you wanna do, what you wanna do, what you wanna do, what you wanna do, what you wanna do. What you wanna be, what you wanna be, what you wanna be, what you wanna be, what you wanna be. What you wanna do, 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 what you wanna be, what you wanna be, what you wanna be, what you wanna be.
Congratulations, 2020!